What is up, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube and SoundCloud? It is I, Chris Hoffman, CPR Hoff 1, and welcome to the final episode of the Mcpodcast. Now, in this episode, we're going to be talking about my whole experience at McDonald's from start to finish. Since it's on a Friday, I didn't finish yet, but tomorrow is my last day. It depends on when you're watching this. This is going to be uploaded, hold on one second. It's going to be uploaded October 14th, and October 15th is my last day. Technically, Sunday, October 16th would be my last day. However, I don't work Sunday, so that's always fun. But yes, today I'm going to be discussing from start to finish everything that's happened at McDonald's, and it's going to be the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So let's begin, shall we? Let's crack open my monster. There we go. Now that that's all set, let's begin, shall we? Okay. So, before we get this started, I just want to say a couple things. Okay, first off, I want to say how grateful I am for you guys. That, for 3 years I've been working there, and didn't really start this until like 2 years ago, I'd say, like 2 years ago. But I just want to thank you guys for being supportive, asking questions in the comments, liking the podcast and the McDonald's videos. I just, greatly appreciate it. I really, really, honestly do. Second, everything that I say in this Mcpodcast, in this final Mcpodcast, is true. I'm not making anything up. I'm not, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not stretching the truth. This is all 100% true and 100%, real. Third thing, I'm going to be using managers' names. However, I have changed their names because for safety, not legal, but safety reasons. I don't want to, put any names, like real names out there. So all these names that I'm going to say are not the real names. And was that all I really wanted to say? Yeah, and also just if a manager is watching this, this is just what this is more towards towards the managers if they're watching this. I doubt they're even watching this, but this is towards the managers. This is what I've been going through for the last couple of years. This is all true. This is what I've been good. This is what I've gone through, and this is what what I've been holding back. And I'm just gonna let it all out in this microphone. Hopefully you don't take offense to any of what I'm going to say. This is, one, my opinion, and two, this is just how I felt. It couldn't, maybe there's another side to the story where I was in the wrong and I didn't realize I was in the wrong, but this is my side of the story. This is what I saw through my eyes, and yeah. So that was for the managers, if you were confused. So let's start this. I had just turned 15. My 15th birthday was May 22nd, 2013. And a couple days before I turned 15, I applied to McDonald's. And I'd say about a week went by with nothing. When I filled out the application, it took about like an hour and a half. A week went by, nothing. No call, no nothing. Then I got a call from a manager named Rick. Now, he was the store manager. He was the general manager of the store. Rick called me up. He said, "Hi, is this Chris Hoffman?" I'm like, "Yes, it is." And I was nervous as hell because I was I was younger. I was still 15. I was still a little young and really, really extremely shy. So he's like, "Is this Chris?" I'm like, "Yes, it is." And he's like, "Oh, well, this is Rick from McDonald's. We got your application. We would like you to come in for an interview." And I'm like, "Oh, that's great." And we scheduled an interview date. And my dumbass forgot it. I forgot the date. Or no, I didn't forget the date. I forgot that I had stuff planned for that day. So I had to call back and reschedule it which already made me look like a fucking idiot. But so we got the interview date set. Everything's good. I'm nervous as hell. I'm excited. I'm nervous. All of it. I don't remember when the interview date exactly was. I remember my first day on the job was June 3rd. First day on the job was June 3rd, 2013. But so I go in for the interview. So I'm all set. I remember exactly what I wore. I wore black pants. I wore my normal shoes. I think which I have them. I still have them. They were white and black shoes. Because I didn't have dress shoes. Black pants, like nice, dress pants, and a maroon shirt, like a maroon collared shirt, with one of those pocket tees, not tees, but like pocket collared shirts. And it was about, I'd say, 95 degrees, and I had to walk in it. And the walk takes about, say, 25 to 30 minutes. I always got there on time when I had to walk. But, so I got there extremely early. I guess I was speed walking a little bit. And I was, not sweat. I wasn't too sweaty, but I was pretty sweaty. So, I go in and I go up to the front counter and I go, "Hi, is Rick here?" And he goes, "Yeah, let me get him." And the guy goes, "Yeah, let me get him for you. Just wait 1 second." So I'm waiting. Rick comes out. He gives me a small cup for soda or water. I got a Dr. Pepper. So he gives me the small cup. He's like, "Here you go. My name's Rick. I'll be out with you in a second. Just go and sit in the back lobby." And I can remember exactly where I sat for the interview. I can point out the table exactly. Most of the time I sit there for break too. I don't know why. It was in the court, like it was all the way in the back of the lobby. How our restaurant goes is kind of like a U. It goes like it's the front, and then it kind of has you're in the front, and then you turn left, and there's the soda machine, and it's kind of like a hallway, and then you can make another left, and then there's the back lobby. I was in there, and I was in the far corner, and I was just sitting there, waiting, and here comes Rick with a bunch of paperwork. I'm like, oh man. And I stand up, as a polite young man still am, but I stand up, I shake his hand, I'm like, "Hi, my name is Chris," and he goes, "Oh, I'm Rick, how's it going?" I'm like, it's going good. If you want a job, you have to be flat out honest with them. Honest as hell. Okay? So, what I said, and I feel like this kind of wowed him. But what I said was, I forget how I said it, but it was along the lines of, just to let you know, I'm a little nervous. Hence, for my first interview, I'm a little nervous. He's like, "Oh, there's nothing to be nervous about. It's just me and you here. There's no one around. We're okay." And this guy, my first impression of him was he is the nicest guy ever. Rick he was big. He was big, overweight. But it doesn't matter. He was so nice. He was so nice to me, giving me a cup. He's like, "Get whatever you want, go sit down." And I guess you can tell I walked and I was a little sweaty. But motherfucker, my chair keeps fucking falling apart. Oh my god. But yeah, so interview went really good. He asked the two main questions he asked me. One, why do you want a job here? And two, tell me a little bit about yourself. So when he asked me why I wanted a job here, I'm like, well, I need to, save up for a car, save up car insurance, and whatever I need to do down the line. So I need to save up for a bunch of stuff. I'm not just gonna, But obviously, I needed a job. And I also applied at McDonald's because it's in walking distance. Because my mom didn't want me walking across a main highway. The highway is called 202. So my mom didn't want me crossing crossing 202, which was understandable. I understood it. Good English, Chris. I'm actually in the process of editing Virginia Part 2. But anyway, so what was I gonna say? I forget. What was that? Oh yeah, so she didn't want me crossing 202. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll just, go apply at McDonald's. There was also ShopRite. There was also... That's really about it that hired underage. But, so I just said, I'm just going to apply at McDonald's. My mom wanted me to apply at ShopRite, but I knew way too many people there to apply there. So I'm like, no. So I applied at McDonald's, and obviously, that's good. So, he asked me, tell me a little bit about yourself. I'm like, well, I honestly kind of drew a blank, because what do? I don't do jack shit. Like, I used to play baseball. I said that I used to play baseball. I played baseball since the first year I was able to play to, I'd say about 6th grade. I think sixth grade. I was always afraid of the ball because I got hit really bad one time in the side, and that just threw off my game. I was a good player, though. I was a good outfielder. I once threw... I'm getting a little off track here because I seen a baseball right across from me, so I kind of just brought up baseball. But one time I was in the outfield. I was in right field or center field. I may have been in center field, but I was in center field, and there was a ball was hit right to me, and I caught it, and the runner was tagging from third to home. If you don't know about baseball, you won't understand this. But the runner was tagging from third to home, and I threw it all my might, and it didn't bounce once. Right to the catcher, tagged him out. We won the game. If that run would have scored, it would have been tied. I saved the game, which I was really proud of myself for it. So I was really good until that incident happened. But anyway, back to the Mcpodcast. This ain't about baseball. But so yeah, I said I played baseball. I brought up that story. He was pretty impressed, I think. But I also said I play keyboard and play piano, which I don't do it anymore. I see my piano is right there, but I don't really play it anymore. Really rusty. And I said that's really about it. I do the normal kid stuff. I go to school. He's like, well, how's your grades? I'm like, well, they're not the best. They're not like A's. I'm like, it's like B, lower B's, C, higher, upper C's. I'm pretty good. And he's like, okay, well, GPA really doesn't matter as long as you're doing good in school, and that's all we really care about. I'm like, yeah, okay. And he gives me a paperwork to sign. That's my number one. That's like, if your manager if the manager on interview day gives you paperwork to sign, you got the job. So yeah, he's handing me paperwork to sign. I read all the stuff just to make sure there was no, BS rules in there. Read all the things. Everything was good to go. And I forget what else happened that day. And I guess that was really it. It only really lasted about, I'd say 30, 45 minutes. It was not long at all. Interviews are never long at that type of job. Or maybe any job, really. Interviews? I don't know. But, no, it wasn't long at all. Simple, easy, done. Just paperwork to sign, that's it. He said, I'll give you a call with the results if we decide to hire you. I'm like, okay. He gives me another cup to fill to walk home. I call my mom. I'm walking home. I'm calling my mom. She's like, you got the job, right? That's like when I told her that I got paperwork to sign. She's like, you got the job, right? I'm like, oh, I did? And you're like, yeah. So I think about like a day goes by. I get a call from him saying, "Oh, we decided, you're good to come in for an orientation." And I scheduled the orientation this day. This time, I didn't fuck up the day. So I went in for the orientation. He gives me more paperwork, and he also gives me the clothes, like the uniform, which was a white button-up shirt and a black hat. I'm putting the picture on the screen right now. That is the picture. That is my first day on the job picture. You can see if you're on SoundCloud, you won't be able to see this. I apologize. But you can see the white button-up shirt and the black hat. That black hat will come in later. But that was my first day on the job picture. That was the first picture I took. That was my first day. First day on the job. First day, not on the job, but it was my first day. So, what was I gonna? No, what? So I went in the orientation. And he gives me the uniform and the black hat, and he brings me inside. It was so weird going to the back, in the back of McDonald's. I was like, oh my god, all this machinery. I was like, what is this? I was so young and so confused, and Rick is introducing me to all the crew workers, all the managers. But in the employees only door is a passcode, obviously. But you open it and it's a straight line. If you keep going straight, if you head straight, it goes right to the front line. If you go straight a little bit and then turn right, back window's right there. So we went to the back window first. I got introduced to what should his name be? I got introduced to Ray. Sure, good enough. Raymond. I got introduced to Ray. He will come down later in the. He will come back up later in the story. But I got introduced to Ray. Really cool dude. Turn around, go straight up, and then I got introduced to everyone else. I don't remember who I got introduced to, so I can't even make up names. There's a bunch of people. There's like at least 5 people up there. And the time, I believe it was like 4 something, the time. So it was a lot of people for 4 o'clock. Now, 4 o'clock, you'll be lucky if you have 2 people on the front. But, yeah, he showed me how to clock in. So what you do, you go in, you hit special functions. It's like a little button. Special functions, time punch in and out. I had my number. I got my number, which is 111. Easiest number to remember. And then I have my the last 3 digits of my social security number, which I'm not gonna say. So I punched in. So how I punch in is time punch in and out 111, and then 540. Okay, and then it shows you the thing. It says your name, and then it says the time. You hit enter time punch, and then it'll have 3 buttons on the bottom. It has a print icon, floppy disk icon, which is safe, and an arrow to go back. I always hit save. Even now, I hit save. The only time I print it, I always printed it. The first year I worked there, I printed it nonstop. I would find my whole dresser, like my whole drawers in my bed, because I have like the pull-out drawers, were just filled. Or no, it was at my desk, which is right there. It was just filled with time punches. I wish I would have kept my first time punch. I wish I would have kept that. I'm gonna keep my last time punch, but I wish I would have. Wish I would have saved my first time punch. Well, yeah, that's whatever anymore. But so in orientation is done. I go out, and then first day arrives, June 3rd, 2013, at 4 o'clock. Because it was 4 to 6, I believe. I only had 2 hours. I believe it was 4 o'clock. Yeah, something like that. So, my father gives me a ride to to McDonald's. And he's like, well, have fun, enjoy, and flipping burgers. So I instantly thought, I'm going to be on front line. And I was nervous. I was shaking. My heart was racing a million miles per minute. And I seen this manager. Her name was Carrie. Now, Carrie's like, I go up to the front counter. I'm like, oh, I'm here for my first day. And Carrie looks at me and she goes, you're Chris, right? I'm like, yes. She's like, oh, welcome to the team. You can go back to the computer all the way in the back. And I knew where it was because I was shown back window. And where back window is, if you ever seen my McDonald's videos, there's back window, and then directly behind me, where all the computers are, directly behind me is the computer and then the manager's room. So I instantly knew where to go. So I put in the digits to the door because it was so cool being able to do that. But I put in the digits, open the door, I'm like, ooh, and I go to the computer, and Carrie is there, and she's writing down on a piece of paper. She gives it to me. She's like, these are all the videos I need you to watch. Okay, so a couple of them were fries, obviously front register, hash browns, a grill, something like about cooking. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to need this, I don't think. And all 3 years working there, never once made a sandwich. So no one can say, oh, you're going to flipping burgers at McDonald's? No, I'm not flipping burgers. I'm punching buttons and taking money at McDonald's because I never done grill. But you know. But so she gives me the slip and the this paper, which I think I threw it out though. I wish I wouldn't have. But are you sure you want to cancel? Like, yes, I don't care. I'm trying to get music on my phone from my one computer, not my Mac, because I'm moving and I have to drive a long ass fucking drive, and I want to get as much music as I can. But anyway, back to the story. So I was given this paper, and she's like, okay, well, watch all these videos, and so I'm watching the videos. And what you do, you take a test. At the end is like there's a quiz that you have to do. Quizzes were so stupidly easy. They were the easiest thing to do. It was just one of the questions was if a customer comes up to you, and it was all multiple choice. If a customer comes up to you complaining about your food, what do? Do you A, take it back, B, throw it back in their face, or C, tell them to leave the restaurant? I'm going to go with B, throw it back at them. No. It was that simple. That simple. Obviously, I picked A. But it was so simple. Then, fries came. I really didn't... Oh, no. So then here comes the issue with the black hat. This guy named... wasn't Ray because he wasn't working that day. It was... Is there a Richard on the... Richard. His name was Richard. Rich. Whatever. Doesn't really matter. And he looks at me. He goes, how old are you? Didn't even introduce himself. How old are you? I'm like, oh, I'm 15. I'm shy as hell. He's like, you shouldn't have a black hat. You should have a red hat. I'm like, oh, great. The first day on the job, and I'm already fucking up. And he's like, you should have a red hat. Red hat symbolizes below 16 years old. And that means you're a minor, which obviously you're still a minor when you're 16, but you can't... I couldn't go downstairs to the basement where all the fridge stock is kept, all the milk and all that stuff, and where the dry stock and all that is, the cups, and I couldn't do that. I couldn't go outside and bring out a hold, is what we call it, when you pull off to the car to the side to wait for their food. And I couldn't do the fries. I couldn't dump the fries. I don't know if I could make the fries. I couldn't dump them. I know that, but I don't know if I... Maybe not. I don't know. I forget. But I couldn't do that, and I couldn't do grill, and I couldn't go on the roof until I was 18. But so yeah. So I'm like, oh great. And the guy turns to Carrie and it says he should have a red hat. So they're digging in there trying to find me a red hat, and they give me this disgusting ass red hat, which will be on the screen now showing you. Disgusting as hell. But yeah. So that pin that you see on the thing was I got that from a inspection lady, which was great. But so I did the videos, and then I went on Frontline a couple days later, because it didn't take me a couple days to watch the computer videos. It only took me like a day and a half. But I was just so nervous to go on Frontline that I'm like, oh well, I'm just not gonna I'm just gonna stall as much as possible, because that's just how it was. I was just stalling the hell out of it. But I finally went on the Frontline, and it was good. It was great. I had a trainer. She was a little not nice. She was a little like grouchy, but she was nice enough. But yeah, so that was fun. And I only worked 5 hours, I think. It was 7 to 11, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No. I guess it was 7 to 12, maybe? Something like that. It was a short shift. But since it was 5 hours, I had a break. Let's do a quiz, shall we? One question quiz. It's gonna be a multiple choice. What was my first ever break meal? My first break meal. What do you think it got? What do you guys think it was? Was it A, a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel, B, a large Dr. Pepper, or C, a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit? I'll give you some time to think. You got the answer? If you guessed B, large Dr. Pepper, you would be correct. My first ever break meal was a large Dr. Pepper, and the reason for that was I felt like a badass. Like, yeah, I get a large drink. You know, I was never able to get a large drink, only medium. So I'm like, yeah, I get this large drink. You know, in your face, mom. Like, because I got this large drink. I was like a big guy now, big boy. But yeah, I got a large drink, which was funny. But and the manager looked at me. He's like, that's all you're. It was Rick, and he was like, that's all you're getting. You don't want any food. You don't want anything to eat. I'm like, no, large Dr. Pepper was good. I think that another reason why I was probably still nervous as hell. But yeah. So that was my first ever break meal. Was there anything else during that? Oh yeah. So a month goes by, and then this guy I somewhat knew came in to work, and me and him were, friends, good friends. So a month goes by, and me and him were just chatting up one day, and all of a sudden we see this kid walk by. We're like, what the hell? This kid looked like he was 10. He was short as hell. He was I think like a mix between white and black. I'm not too sure. But he was like brown. And I have to be careful what I say, because what's going on in the news today. But yeah, so he was a short kid. And me and my friend were looking at each other. We're like, what the hell? We're like, this kid's like 10, and there was other people there. We're all looking at each other like, oh. And apparently he was 15. We're like, what the hell? This kid was the funniest fucking kid ever. The funniest kid ever. I love this kid. He was the funniest guy ever. He would always crack jokes. He would just be the light. Every single time I'd go to work, I'd pray he was there, because we would always have so much fun cracking jokes at each other. We would be in back window a couple times. He'd make me laugh. It was great. It was a fun ass time. It was great. This kid was so great. And then I'd say about 6 months goes by, and he moved, sadly. I still have him on Facebook. I should hit him up one day. I might. He was a great kid. Great kid. He was also in my Spanish class. But yeah, he was such a great kid. I miss that kid. But yeah. So that happened. So a year goes by. It's been a year. My first year being at McDonald's is almost here. And then I got bad news. The manager who hired me, Rick, and also another manager, Jose, were being transferred. I'm like, oh my god, you're kidding me. So they were transferred. I started to tear up when I said my final goodbye to him. I started to tear up a little bit because he was just such a nice manager. Honestly. Such a nice manager. He was so just, he loved life. He loved every single employee. I never got yelled at him. Yelled by him. He never yelled at me. He never yelled at me. I would mess up here and there. Like I would pay out the wrong order in back window. And he would say, Chris, just make sure you don't do it again. Make sure, you look at the, picture in the car and just make sure if you need to repeat your order, repeat them. Just, don't mess, He would constructive criticism me. He would give me constructive criticism. He wouldn't yell at me. Like, he wouldn't scream like, hey, you shouldn't do that. But this one manager named, before I get into that story, this one manager named Liam. Me and Liam right now, he's like the old guy. He's been there since like 60, no, since like 80 something, 1980 something. Because the restaurant opened in my restaurant opened in 1975. The one I work at. And he was been there for a while, and he's a crotchety guy. He would always yell at me, he would scream at me nonstop. And then it was funny because my mom knew his friend that worked. My mom and his friend worked at. I think it was his friend. Worked at the same building. Same building. My mom and his friend, and they were like close friends. And one time I said his name, like I brought up Rick and then his last name, which I'm not gonna even make up a last name. Rick Grimes. There we go. Now I'll make him like that. Rick Grimes, or no, it was Liam. Liam. Fuck, I messed that up. It was Liam, and my mom was like, "Oh, do you know a Liam Bob so and so?" And the lady goes, "Yeah, he's like one of my really close friends." And it's like, "Oh, yeah, he always gives Chris a hard time." She's like, "I'll talk to him." And ever since that, me and him just we always got along. Always got along. We never had a problem. He's one of those guys who gets stressed out really easily and just needs to go. He needs to leave. He needs to retire and he needs to go. But he's a really nice man, a really nice guy. When everything's said and done, he's really, really super nice. But he would always yell at me, and then now we're like really cool with each other. So anyway, back to the whole Rick story. The last time I would see him working, I said my goodbye. I shook his hand. I thanked him for obviously hiring me, and I thanked him for all the year of great time. It was a great time. I had I had a really good time there for the year. And it was sad. It was really sad. I started to tear up a little bit. And I was like, "You will do great, Chris. You will do fantastic." I always had his words in the back of my head. Still do when I work. I picture him being there, and I picture him saying, "Oh, he didn't die. He just got transferred." But I just pictured him in the back of my head, like saying, "You got this, Chris. You're good. You know what to do. You're great at your job." I always had that in the back of my mind. So he left, and then 3 managers came. I believe it was 3, right? Yeah. I don't have him on here, do I? Oh no! I have to make up a name for him then. Here, let me What should his name be? Guy names. What's guy names? Do I have a David on here? No, beautiful. There we go. Okay, so 3 managers came. Since Rick left, we needed a new store manager, general manager. Her name was Sam. It was Sam, and then 2 other managers came in. One was named, where is it? Olivia, and then the other guy was named David. And David and Olivia were nice, but Sam, the general manager, which she's still there right now. She's still there now. Me and her never got along. Never. She came in, and as soon as she came in, snap of her fingers, everything changed. All the rules that I was trained for a full year, I was trained to do change like that, and she expected us to know them like that. Like, fix it in an hour. Be able to, do everything in an hour. And I was trained for a year to do what Rick taught me to do. How to do my job. And she changed it. So, I was already like, wow, okay, whatever. And I was still, a pubescent. Still young. I was 16 now. I finally have a black hat. I'm like, oh, thank God. But she was only there for about a couple weeks, and she left. She left on maternity leave. So I'm like, okay, well, everything was okay. Everything was good. And then, oh, man, when did I get it? Hold on. Give me a second, guys. I got to look back on my channel. This is about becoming a crew trainer. Yo, what the hell is going on with my... Why is this not clicking? Oh, my God. Probably iMovie's fucking bogging it down. Hold on, guys, give me a second. But no, so I became a crew trainer. Give me a second. I forget exactly what day. It was a day before Thanksgiving. Let me mute that. The day before Thanksgiving, where I became, where I did my Chef at McDonald's video. I forget what date it was though. Alright, it had to be this one. Another shift at McDonald's. Right? Yes, it was. So, November 28th, 2014 is when I uploaded. It's called Another Shift at McDonald's. I uploaded it on November 28th. And, I think like a week before that, I became a crew trainer. So, I became a crew trainer, but, so what I had to do to become a crew trainer? My manager came up to me. Her name was, I keep locking my phone, which has all the information on it. Her name was Rosie. She came up to me and she's like, would you like, Chris, you've been here for a while. Would you like to become a crew trainer by any chance? I was like, yeah. Like I always had it in my mind, like, I want to become a crew trainer. That's what I want to do. I want to, advance a little bit, get a step up. So I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I was excited. And she gives me a whole stack of these things called SOCs. I doubt they have the definition on Google, but I'll look it up. It's basically what it is tests, basically. Like questions that you have to answer about McDonald's. Like, what's the difference between clean and sanitized? Clean and sanitized. Which the answer, clean is when there's nothing on the nothing visible on the counters, and sanitized is when it's all the bacteria's gone from wherever, like the table or whatever. What does SOC mean in Wow, it actually came up. What does SOC mean in McDonald's? Let's see. Oh, here it is. Station Observation Checklist. That, I cannot believe they have that. Station Observation Checklist. That's what it stands for. This is the definition. A training tool. It stands for Station Observation Checklist, and it's basically a set of procedures that should be followed. For a specific task. I can't read today. Specific task. In other words, questions that you have to learn and know. And so I did that. I had a whole bunch of them that I had to pass. I passed every single one of them minus temperatures for food, which really I shouldn't need to know because I wasn't in the grill, but that's besides the point. But I failed that. I could never remember temperatures. And it was like, oh, what temperature should fish be kept at? And you had to get it right on the spot. I was always like either 10 off or 5 off. I was always close, but just not close enough. So my manager's like, you know what? You really don't need... Rosie, she's like, you don't really need to know this. Like, it's grill. Like, you should know it, but I'm not going to hold you against it. She's like, congratulations, you got the SOCs. Done. So that's out of the way. She gives me this huge stack, like at least 200 pages in this book, this crew trainer book that I had to fill out. So I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So out of all those pages, I really only had to do like at least 50. The rest of them were like, what I had to read all of them, but it was just like, what you have to do, what you have to know for being a crew trainer. So I had to fill out a couple questions. I had to read a section, fill out a couple questions, read a section, fill out questions. I'd stay up to like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning just getting it done because I wanted to get it done ASAP. And obviously I took my time, but I wanted to get it done extremely quickly so I can become a crew trainer. And long story short, I got everything done. Everything was finally done. So I give it back to Rosie, and she goes, okay, well, I will look over it and let you know how you did. So she looks over it, and she looks at me, and she gives me the blue shirt, which you could see in the video, the blue shirt, and she's like, congratulations, go get changed, you are now a crew trainer. I got a raise, a 50-cent raise, and I was so happy, so happy. Like, my one friend was in back window, the friend that I was talking to you before. He was in back window, and he was like, congratulations, man, I'm so happy for you. And, he was on the verge of becoming one, too. Then he had pneumonia, and he was out for a couple months, and he wasn't qualified for it anymore. But, so I got it. I went and go get changed. I was in a crew trainer outfit. Everyone's like congratulating me, like, congratulations, Chris, congratulations, man. You earned it. You really deserved it. I was happier than a pig in shit. Like, I was so happy. I came home. I'm like, Mom, look, I'm a crew trainer on my shirt. I was just like, oh my God, Chris, congratulations. For once, I don't mean to get depressing here, but for once in my life, I was really proud of myself for something. Never proud of myself for anything in my whole entire life, minus getting a job. Never proud of myself. I have really low self-esteem because I was trying to be depressing, but I was bullied a lot. But so I had really low self-esteem. So getting this meant a lot to me. Like, I worked my ass off for this, and I got it. So happy. I was proud of myself for something. I finally did something in life that I was proud of myself for. A month goes by. Here comes Sam. She comes back from maternity leave. Looks at me. She's like, oh, you're a crew trainer now. I'm like, oh, yeah, I am. And I was still happy. Like, okay. Walks away. I'm like, oh, boy. I knew there was something up. Knew something was going to happen. I didn't notice till about a month or two later. She took my raise away without telling me. She took my raise away. So I technically wasn't a crew trainer anymore. I found this out, and at this time, this manager named Nick was here. He was a dick. When he was a crew member, me and him would always talk. We would always be cool with each other, and I stood up for him because everyone bullied him and everything at work. So I always kind of stood by his side. But he was a dick. So I looked at him and and I was comparing paychecks with another guy who was also part-time. He wasn't a crew trainer. And he was getting more than me. I was a crew trainer, but he was getting way more than me. I'm like, what the fuck? And I flipped out. And grant you, I shouldn't flip out. Shouldn't have flipped out on this guy. I didn't flip out. I said, why am I getting paid less when I'm a crew trainer than this guy over here? We have the same hours, everything, and why am I getting paid less? He pulls me out to the side and he's in my face screaming. I told him to back the fuck off out of my face. That's just one of many times where he's done that. He's gotten into my face. And he's not the only person. I'm not the only person that he's done that to. He's harassed a lot of people. Then he moved to another country because he's stayed there for a weekend and loved it so much he decided to stay there for the rest of his life. But that's him, not me. But so all that happened. Obviously, he told Sam, because he's a snitch bitch. He told Sam and another manager named, where is she? Ava. Sam and Ava took me to the side. They took me outside and were like, we need to talk to you. And I'm like, oh, great. And the reason why Ava came out also is because I was on her team. We have teams, and I was on hers. I don't even know what team I'm on anymore. I think I'm under Sam because I'm a crew trainer, but whatever. So I'm like, oh, great. Here we fucking go. Here we go. So she's looking at me like, yeah. Like, she's like, since you weren't here, I don't remember the full conversation because I was just really fumed. She was like, you shouldn't have done that on Frontline. Oh, yeah. He said I did it on Frontline, which I did, and I did it in the manager's room. But, yeah, no, that's besides the point. So she said you shouldn't have screamed like that in front of Frontline. I didn't even scream that loud. You shouldn't have done that in Frontline. I wasn't in Frontline. And I told her, I was like, I wasn't even near Frontline. I was around the corner in the manager's room. How was that Frontline? But Frontline is where the counters are, where you stand to get your food. But so I was pissed already. She's like, well, we don't think you should be a crew trainer because I wasn't there. This is Sam talking. Because I wasn't there when you were promoted. I don't think you deserve it. That's exactly what she said. I don't think you deserve to become to be a crew trainer. You don't deserve it. So putting a year and a half of full effort, and I was also employee of the month. A full year and a half of full effort, putting my all into McDonald's. Putting, when people come up to me, do you like, yeah, I love it here. It's the best place. You should come work here. Giving, I got people, like 5 people hired. I didn't get 5 people. What's the word I'm looking for? I convinced them to apply here. And she's saying, oh, you don't deserve it. I spent so long in that fucking studying the SOCs. I spent so long doing that huge fucking book. I stayed up to 4 o'clock in the morning doing that fucking book. For you to look at me and say, you don't deserve to be a crew trainer. I don't deserve to be a crew trainer? You weren't even here for like however long she wasn't. I forget however long she wasn't there for. You weren't here for all that time. And now you didn't even look at me and see how I did. You just instantly say you don't deserve it. Instantly say you just don't deserve it. I'm like, I didn't really want to deal with it, so I didn't say what I wanted to say, which was, I don't like what I just said. But, so I just brushed it off. I'm like, whatever. And, I wasn't getting paid for being crew trainer. And everyone wanted me to train people. I look at them like, I'm not a crew trainer. Don't ask me. Ask someone else. I didn't train them. If I'm not getting paid to be a crew trainer and to train people and to do that, I ain't doing it. Find someone else to train them. I'm not doing that. I'm not a crew trainer. Oh, well, you have the uniform. So? They let me still have the uniform even though I wasn't a crew trainer. I'm like, fine. Give me a regular uniform then if I'm not a crew trainer. After a couple months of fighting, I finally got my raise back. And that's also what I want to talk about later. So going back to this Nick, this guy Nick who screamed in my face, he harassed me every single time he worked there. Every single time. And I'd always fire back at him. Because I wasn't no bitch. And since this guy, I've known him for, I think he came in like 2 months after I did. So I'd known this guy for a while. And like I said, I always stuck by his side. Everyone would always bully him, and I'd always be by him. I'd always be by his side, defending him, But he was just a dick to me when he became a manager. Like, we all start at the same spot, bro. You fucking dick. So what he would do, he would make me do everything. I'd be in back window. He tells me, go empty the mop bucket. Just like that. Go empty the mop bucket. I'm like, I'm in back window with 6 cars in the drive-thru and you want me to empty this mop bucket. Well, when you get the chance. I'm not gonna get a chance because it's so fucking busy. That's exactly what I said. I didn't do it. I didn't back down, and I didn't do it. I refused to do it. And people were like, no, I got it. This one girl that worked there did it for me. And she don't like him either. She's like, I got it. Just, And then he pulled me aside. He's like, why didn't you do it? Why did you have her do it? I'm like, because I'm in back window with 6 cars in the drive-thru. And you say, yes, you said, do it when you're not busy. But when did I have a fucking chance to do it? Never. So you want me to go out in lobby, which if you empty the mop buckets in the closet in the lobby. So it's all the way around. So I have to walk out, go all the way around, empty the mop bucket. So what if there's a car? What if there's a car? What if there's a car coming? No one would have taken it over. What if there was, and it was unsanitary too because I'm touching the mop bucket. So I'd have to go wash my hands. You see, and he also made me do this garbage, go get fries while I'm in the back window. And all this time, there were still people up front that can do it. There was like 5 people up front that can do it, and yet I'm going to get it, and I'm in back window. Like, what the fuck is your problem? He would always yell at me. He would always get in my face, and I would always tell him to back the fuck up. Never gotten violent. Never gotten like fist. I've wanted to sometimes because he would just get on my nerves so much, and he would always get in my face, and I'd kind of like not hit him, but like kind of like jerk towards him, like to back the fuck off. Because I wasn't afraid of this scrawny little motherfucker. I could fucking break his arm. I could have broken his arm just like just snap it like a twig. And he was skinny, and he was trying to be like this manager who's big or be afraid of me. I was not afraid of your. But no, he was a fucking dick. I hated him. Still do. Made him and Sam made the whole miserable. I was just miserable. And the whole time I wasn't a crew trainer, I did my job, but I did it to the lowest. Like, I didn't go above and beyond. I did it not half-assed, but I did my job, and that's it. I wouldn't do it completely perfect. I would just. I guess that would be half-assed, but I did the job. I did what I had to do, and that's it. So yeah, that's basically the where I'm up to now. Like I said, Nick's gone. He left to go to another country because he liked it so much for a weekend. Which is okay. I think he had a screw loose, to be honest. I had a problem with Olivia. She's like Liam. They get stressed out too easily. And she would just yell at me for the smallest thing I would do. She would just yell at me. But she's really nice, so I'm not gonna go long about her. Ava left. She got transferred for excuse me, hold on. Oh, that monster. Oh, I already had 2. Oh, it's starting to mess with my stomach. Monster sweats, if you know what I mean. But Ava left and got replaced by, not left, but they got transferred, like Rick and Jose did. Me and Jose kind of got along, but not really. But she got transferred for a lady named Emma. Now this lady Emma, she was so nice. She reminded me of what's her name? Olivia. She reminded me of Olivia. She was just so nice. And me and her would just talk, just shoot the shit all the time. And she left. She quit. It tells you something when a manager that's been there for a long time since she was young quits out of the blue to go to somewhere else. Doesn't it? Or whatever. How long have we been going for now? 56 minutes and 5 seconds. Nice. I feel like I'm missing out stories. This is my second time doing the final Mcpodcast, to be really honest. Because the other one just wasn't that good. Just wasn't that good. I left out a lot of stories. And yeah. So now let's go on to so that's it. Now I'm up to date, Everything's, I guess, normal. There's nothing really else that happened. But I'm just gonna say a couple problems I have with my McDonald's. And I'm not saying that all McDonald's are like this. I'm not saying that. Because maybe some are. And I know there's a lot of McDonald's out there that I've seen comments where people say that managers are completely disrespectful and don't even give a shit about you. So there are McDonald's out there that do that, and it's pretty rough. And I'm sorry that if you work in McDonald's like that, I apologize. I feel for you. But one of the big things is favoritism there. Favoritism. There's so much favoritism. I would walk in, and the one guy the guy that came in a month after me was Ava's favorite. Ava loved this kid. The kid loved him. Like called him her own, basically. And she would always play favoritism with him. I would walk in and he'd be right behind me. Ava would go, "Hi, Chris." Like "Hi, Chris." And then she would look at him and go, "What should I name him? I have to name him something. No? Fuck. Jesse! Hi! How's it going?" Like, she would just be so enthusiastic about seeing him. And not me. So, yeah. Also, I get treated differently from other crew members. For instance, there's one grill person doesn't give a fuck. Doesn't give an absolute fuck about anything. So she never moves when I say excuse me, so I have to move her out of the way myself, and then she like, "Don't push me." Huh? You gotta move out of the way then. She's just so rude. And she doesn't give a fuck, so she'll just leave. When her time's up, when your time's up, like say I work from 11 to 2, okay? When 2 o'clock hits, and I want to go home, and it's over, my shift's done, I have to go up to the manager and be like, "Can I clock out?" She doesn't. She will clock out and just leave. And no one cares. She'll go to the bathroom whenever she wants. She'll go on break whenever she wants, and no one cares. The managers don't yell at her. Nothing. But if I did that, I would get written up so many times. I'd get written up on multiple occasions if that happened. Also, this one guy was a fucking dickhead. He was a fucking asshole. He would do whatever the fuck he wanted. And every time Sam and him would talk, he would never smile. at Sam. He would never smile. Sam would always try to crack jokes with him. He would never smile. And they always told me to smile. And she would yell at me for not smiling. Chris, why aren't you smiling? Why aren't you smiling? Smile, 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 smile. My fucking whole family could have died. Okay, I shouldn't really say that. But I could have fucking went through so much tragedy. And I'd have to force to smile. Obviously, yes, you need to smile. But she would force me to smile, smile, smile. Like she would force me to smile. But yeah, this guy doesn't smile at all. He even said one time, if he went up to a manager and he said, I forget what the whole ordeal was. I think it was something not taking an order right or something like that. He was like, if he doesn't do this, I'm gonna beat the shit out of him. Like, he literally said that to a manager and nothing happened. I say that to a manager, I get the shit kicked out of me. It was just favoritism. That's another favoritism thing. Obviously, the crew trainer incident with Sam. Raise. A raise. The only 2 raises I've gotten were a crew trainer raise, and because New Jersey, where I live, raised their minimum wage from $7 to $8. That's the only raises I've gotten. 3 years working there. Only raises I've gotten. What the fuck? And they always say, and I said I would do the truck, unload the truck, as long as I get a raise. They're like, okay. Still haven't gotten a raise. I gotta go up to my manager. I'm like, why didn't I get a raise? She goes, oh, well, we'll give you a raise when your review comes. That review has never came. I have never, not once, had a review. Not once had a review there. So where's this review? Not here. There's a bunch of stores. Oh yeah, this one guy. There's a customer, quote unquote. His name is Bob. I don't even give a fuck that's his real name. His name's Bob. I don't even give a fuck about this loser. Old ass fucking guy, and I swear to you, he's a fucking pedophile. He will literally. I will upload a. If you don't follow me on Snapchat, follow me on Snapchat. CWH Boss. I uploaded a couple pictures of him one time. He will literally stare. He would sit in his truck across from the window and back window and just stare at me. He would sit out of his truck and just stare at me. Like, what the fuck? And I tell them do something about it, and they never do anything about it. Oh, he's not breaking the rule. He stares at me. I've seen him taking pictures of little girls. He's ridiculous. He's a fucking asshole. I fucking hate him. Everyone likes him so much. So nice. Yeah, okay. 3 years. He's been so nice to me. Whew. So that's really about it. The first year I worked there was beautiful. I loved it. And then ever since Sam came in, it went downhill. Downhill. But I do like the place. I do. Obviously, it's a job. And obviously, it's a minimum wage job. You know, all minimum wage jobs are kind of shit. But it was okay. For what it is, it's okay. It's really good. I really don't have a problem with anyone anymore. I kind of just keep my mouth shut and do what I gotta do. I don't backtalk. I don't do all that shit. Now, if that one guy, Nick, was still there, yeah, I'd probably have a problem. Man, I'd probably be fired already, but there has been occasions where I felt like walking out. There's been many occasions where I felt like just walking out and saying, I'm done with this shit. But I always keep my composure, and I say, you know what? I'll just, if there's a light at the end there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Always, whether that's either break or or whatever. But there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like I gotta sneeze. Yeah, I do gotta sneeze, huh? Hey. No? Okay, I guess not. But there's, like I said, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. So whether that's, whatever. Oh man, guys, 3 years. It's been one hell of a ride, and I'm not done yet. It's Friday. I still have one more day. Friday and today, what you're watching this on, and then Saturday, and then that's it. If you don't follow me on Snapchat, follow me on Snapchat. CWH Boss. I'm gonna be the last hour of my last day. I'm gonna be doing Snapchat things, and today, which is Thursday, the 13th. I'm going to try my ass off to get another shift at McDonald's. And I'm going to try my ass off to try to see if I can record another shift at McDonald's. I'm going to try, and if I can't, I'm sorry. It's just so hard because I'm never in back window anymore because I changed my availability. Changed my hours up because I need to get my brother on and off the bus. But it's just hard. Just hard to do that, to record, because I'm never in back window. And when I am in back window, it's just also my phone. It doesn't hold up any fucking memory anymore. Like I said, I'll try to do it. I'll try to do it today if I'm in back window, and if I'm not, then oh well, I guess. But yeah. 3 years. It's been a fast 3 years. Fast 3 years. I've changed a lot. One good thing that I could take away from this whole McDonald's thing. One good thing I could take away from it is actually two. One, experience with working food to know never to do it again, because I'm gonna get another job somewhere. And two, my personality kind of. I was always shy. I was always a shy kid because I always got made fun of and picked on. So I would always keep to myself. But now I'm like kind of. Not shy anymore. Like I'll just speak out to whoever the fuck. I'll be shopping and I'll turn to the person behind me and just start chatting with them. I'm friendly now. I'm really. I'm not a bad guy, guys. I know. Sometimes I feel like I am. I feel like I turn out to be one. I'm not. If you ever meet me in real life, I'm not an asshole. I'm not, I'm the same guy you see on the videos. Okay, I'm not any different. No, I love all my fans. I love you guys. Like I consider you family. I'm the same guy you see in the videos. Same guy. The same fat ass motherfucker that you see in the video. The same guy. I always try to see the positive in life. Even though a lot of what's going on in the news recently. Just it kind of hurts me a little bit. But I'm a nice guy. I'm not an asshole. I would never be an asshole to anyone. The only time I'm an asshole is if the person's an asshole to me. Then I'd be an asshole right back. But yeah. Can't believe it, guys. It's over. It's the end of an era. I'm just gonna leave it off here. That's it. The last Mcpodcast. I'm still gonna be making videos. I don't know how popular they're gonna be, but I'm still gonna be making videos. Obviously. Make gaming videos. I'm crossing my fingers. I hope I'm gonna get the HTC Vive. I hope I can record it though. I'm gonna get the HTC Vive when I finally move, And it's if you don't know, it's virtual reality. I'm gonna be recording it. I'm gonna have a lot more quality content out because I'm moving and I'm gonna get my own setup. And I'm not going to be using QuickTime Player anymore, which I use right now. I'm going to be using the Elgato game capture card. Or game capture thing. So that's going to be a lot easier and a lot better to use. So my content will still be gaming and stuff like that. And yes, I'm still going to be accepting questions about McDonald's. If you wanna ask a question about McDonald's, feel free to comment. Feel free to comment the question. I will answer any question you guys have about McDonald's. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter that I'm gone from McDonald's. It could be like 10 years down the line. I'm still making videos, and you guys ask me about McDonald's. I'll still answer the question. Maybe I'll do more things that piss me off about customers, or top 10 things customers do that piss me off. I'll probably still make those because I still have a huge fucking list of those. So I'll make a couple more of those. But this is the final Mcpodcast. I know I only did a couple, guys, and I didn't do a couple for a couple weeks. But that's it. Final Mcpodcast. Thank you, guys, for everything. Thank you for everything you have done for me. For the 5 years that I've been on YouTube. Thank you, guys. You guys mean a lot to me, and like I said, I try to say this every time, but I feel you guys are like family to me. You've helped me out a lot. I can't express how grateful I am for you guys. You guys mean the world to me. And I thank you. This is the end of an era. End of McDonald's. I'll never work at a McDonald's again. Thank you guys for everything. I also want to thank the following people. Yes, these aren't their real names, but I want to thank Rick, Carrie, Jose, Rosie, Stacy, Jesus, Sam, Olivia, Liam, Emma, Ava, and David. Fuck Nick. Nick is a dick. I want to thank all the managers. And if you're like I said in the beginning, if any of the managers are watching this, that's how I felt for 2 years. And I don't mean anything personal by it. Like, if I see these people outside of work, they're nice. Like Sam is nice. I don't have really a problem with Sam anymore. I'm just, don't take it personally. That's just how I felt. Like I said, it could have been your side of the story could be a whole lot different than mine. What you say you didn't mean to say like it in that way. But I don't know. What's done is done. That was a while ago. I brushed it off my shoulders. I'm like, you know what? What's in the past is in the past. I'll forgive, but I just won't. I won't forget that. But like I said, the 3 years I've been working there, the first year was great. Loved the first year. And then the year and a half was kind of like shit. And then the rest was perfect. It was just great. It's perfect now. I'm leaving. It's sad. It's gonna be a bittersweet moment, like my friend said. It's a bittersweet moment. Like I'm gonna be happy I'm going. It's the end of an era, but I'm also gonna be sad for the people that I'm leaving behind. And again, thank you guys so much for everything you have done. You guys mean the world to me. And without you, I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be sitting in front of a microphone right now. I wouldn't be doing any of this. You guys are the best fans I know every single YouTuber says this. every single YouTuber says that I have the best fans, but no. I have the best fans. I do. You guys kick ass. I love you guys. You guys are my family. We are all one big, happy family. The CPR Hoff 1 family. You guys mean a lot to me. And I'll never let you guys down. Thank you guys so much for listening. It's the end of an era, 3 years. From June 3rd to October 16th. Technically the 15th. 3 years. Thank you. And for the last time for the Mcpodcast, I'm not leaving. I'm not, like I said, I'm not quitting YouTube. This is the end of the Mcpodcast. End of McDonald's videos. But for the last time for the Mcpodcast, I will see you later. That's it. That's a wrap. Woo! That's a wrap. That's a wrap. Final Mcpodcast done. Woo! It's been one hell of a year, guys. 3 years. It's been one hell of a 3 years, guys. Thank you so much. Adios!